This podcast is hosted on podhome.fm, the most modern podcast hosting platform. Podhome offers unlimited episodes and podcasts, and unlimited use of Podhome AI, which generates transcripts, clips, chapters, title suggestions, show notes, and much more. And all of that for just $15.99 a month or $185 per year. That's a steal. So go to podhome.fm and start your 30-day trial now. And enjoy the show with Joe.
Transmitting live from the Asylum Studios, deep in the bowels of Southwest Texas, it's the Joe Rooz Show. The show where we talk about anything and everything. Where nothing is sacred, nothing is watered down, and nothing is PC.
Alrighty. Well, hey folks, it is Tuesday, the 25th of March, 2026. I am Joe Rooz, and it is great to be with you once again, transmitting live at the Asylum, and of course, doing the very best we can to bring you the best quality talk radio we could muster without all the bluster. Welcome to the Joe Rooz Show. How you guys doing? Well, it's Wednesday, and really the fourth Monday of the week, if you want to be technical about it. Remember, Sunday is pre-Monday, and then you got Monday, then you got Tuesday, which is the second Monday. So, third Monday, then Wednesday is the fourth Monday, and then you know how it works. We're excited. It's been a long day, folks. It's been a long day. But I am really glad you guys are here tonight. We have a great guest lined up for you, and I am looking forward to bringing her up here momentarily. But yesterday we hosted Sergeant. My New York just came out there. Sergeant Tom Lee, a Texas Deputy Sheriff's Sergeant, who gave us an incredible story. Great guy. I got to know him a little bit after the show, also before the show too, but even more so after. Great guy, great guest, and please make sure you head over and check out his book and check out his website. I think the book comes out in June, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. As I'm getting older, my memory is becoming more and more like Swiss cheese. It's not quite the regular Swiss cheese yet. It's kind of like the Alpine lace. It has the little holes in it, but they're getting bigger. But we're getting there. But yeah, June is his release date, so make sure you head over there and you check him out. Great stuff. Great story. And you know what? Look, I worked in law enforcement for 20 plus years, and to hear some of the stories he was telling brought back a lot of memories and a lot of things that I've experienced over the years, and colleagues of mine have experienced over the years, and how hard it is really to get over a lot of that stuff. And it's good to talk about. It's good to get it out, and I was really glad that we were able to sit down with Tom yesterday and talk. So. Now tonight we're going a little bit of a different direction. We're going to be getting into something that we have not really talked about on this show very much. We're going to dip into the realms of politics once again. It's been a bit, but we're going to do that tonight because around 2020, something shifted in this country, and whether you want to admit it or not, a lot of people felt it. Now tonight's guest didn't just feel it. She started writing it all down. She didn't do it for fame. She didn't do it for fortune, didn't do it for platform. She did it for her family, for her future grandchildren, so that they'd understand what really happened during this very, very strange time in these United States. That journal ended up becoming a book. That book turned into a voice, really, for millions of Americans who felt like they've been watching a completely different version of reality. And we're going to talk to her tonight about that. But before we get into it, we're going to do some housekeeping stuff here first, as usual. So if you would, please head over to our website, joerooz.com. That's joerooz.com. When you get over there, look for the contact section. It's in the pancake in the upper right corner there. Just click that thing, open up the contact form, send me over a message. Let me know what you're thinking. Very, very important to me. I would love to hear from you guys. I'd like to know what's on your heart, what's on your mind, any questions, comments, cares, concerns. Maybe you have a complaint. You shouldn't, but you might. You can send that on over to us. Maybe you have an idea for a guest. Maybe you have an idea for a topic you'd like us to address on the show. We'd love to hear from you guys. So please use the contact form, send it over to us. And, actually, I get using the contact form. I hate it myself because of the CAPTCHA thing. It drives me nuts. I'm sitting there trying to match the puzzle piece and then, get the crosswalks and how many crosswalks you click. And then you click all the crosswalks. It says, nope, try again. Now hit the bus and hit the... Too much. So if you don't want to use that, don't want to go through all that, email me directly at info@joerooz.com. That's info@joerooz.com. Or you can use the comment section right down there below on Rumble. Or if you're still on YouTube for whatever reason, you can use it on YouTube also. All right. Honestly, to be very honest with you, I don't really check the comments on YouTube so much. It just Rumble's my home. So if you want to leave a comment for us, you're better off doing it on Rumble. I'll see it faster than I will on YouTube. I usually don't see the YouTube stuff until about a week later. So at any rate, that's the best way to reach us, the best way to get us. Also, please don't forget that this is a live show, weeknights, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have our Saturday cryptocurrency show with our resident crypto psychic, Marissa Lee. That's every other Saturday. We'll be getting that resumed. We took a little break because of scheduling, but we should be getting back to that, I think, sometime next month. And then, and that's noon Saturdays, every other Saturday. And also our Sunday Bible study show, which is every Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Central as well. Plenty of shows to catch, plenty of shows to watch. If you missed any of them, please go on back and check them out. And when you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the show with your friends, your family, and your followers. That way you get to boost our algorithm. Remember, all this stuff is algorithm. Algorithm, algorithm, algorithm. The best way to find us is to share us. So please do that. Please make sure you do that. All right. Now, tonight's guest connection is brought to you by Podmatch. Podmatch, talking about algorithms. Podmatch, the dating service, the Tinder of podcasting. It's a great platform. It's a fantastic platform. Very simply, Podmatch, you as a host develop a profile, and your guest gets a profile, and Podmatch puts it all together, and you get to match or pass. And we have had such great guests through Podmatch, so you got to try them out. Podmatch.com. Now, most podcast guests and hosts spend hours researching connections, coordinating interviews, and working on administrative tasks while spending really only 10% of their time on what really matters, and that's bringing you, the audience, impactful podcasts. Podmatch enables podcast guests and hosts to reclaim their time through automations and streamline processes so that they can focus on creating content that really serves the listeners. Easy way to do it. Podmatch.com/member/Joe. It's right up there on your screen. That will take you to the profile page for my show. And when you get there, you could actually sign up through my profile to Podmatch. And you never know, you might end up being a guest here, which would be fantastic. We would love to have you. So check it out. Podmatch.com/member/Joe. That's podmatch.com/member/Joe. All right. Now, tonight we have Sidney Pines joining us. Just a regular, everyday American who started noticing something that didn't quite feel right back in 2020. And instead of brushing it off, she started digging. What she found led her down a path a lot of people can relate to. Questions, patterns. Let me take the banner off because we're done. Questions, patterns, things that just didn't quite add up. And in her view, a number of so-called conspiracy theories. And we say conspiracy theories in quotes because we realize after 2020 that conspiracy theories really are conspiracy facts. And those things started lining up a little too close to reality for her. So she did something most people don't. She started documenting everything. Again, like I said earlier, not for a platform, not for attention, not for fame or fortune, but for a family, for her grandchildren, so that they would understand what this time in America actually felt like to live through. Now, that journal eventually led to her book, Awakening, A Patriot's Diary of American Deception, which hit #1 in new releases. It continues to build momentum. And you know what? She's not done. Book 2 is on the way because, in her words, the story isn't over yet. Sidney, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So did we lie enough or what? Is that good?
Yeah, yes, a little bit. No, you're actually pretty much spot on. That's exactly what happened.
Well, I wanted to throw it out there because I feel a little bit deceived because, the profile pic that we got for you has a blonde and here's here's a brunette. So.
Yeah, right.
So-
And I said that too. I'm like, oh, once I saw it on the coming up shows, I'm like, oh, I really need to update my picture.
Yeah, you do.
Sorry.
Well, I'll see what I could. Maybe I could go into like Chat GPT or something and say, hey, give her brown hair, see what it looks like.
Yeah, there you go. But I'm always going back and forth. So chances are, if I'm on again, I'll be blonde again. So there you go. I keep you on your toes.
I totally get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I went not too long ago. I decided to stop dyeing my hair, and I went. I don't know how many shows I did, and if I don't color it, I am white. Like completely
Really?
white. Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I'm an old guy. I'm an old man. Come on.
Well, age really has something to do with it. A lot of people agree early.
Well, I did actually. It's funny. I was talking to my sister about this yesterday. I started going salt and pepper on the sides. I want to say I was like in my early 30s, maybe 32, 33. And then by the time I hit 40, I was all white.
Really?
So,
that is early. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That is
I
early.
had to do it. But my concern is that as I'm getting older, it's going to start looking a little unnatural. So
because right now it looks really natural. I would have never guessed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time grooming.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I am kidding. I have no time to groom. I have no time for anything. So,
Yeah, I know. Our talk earlier, I was like, wow, I don't know how you do it. That's a lot.
I don't know. It's by the grace of God. There we go.
Yeah.
So I don't want to chew up too much time because we tend to do that a lot on this show. We waste a lot of time. But I want to ask you, before we get into all the serious stuff about the books and all that stuff, I want to ask you our two icebreaker questions to start off with. So what is something that you are stubbornly particular about?
Oh, actually, there's quite a few. Quite a few things. Ask my family. I think the biggest thing that I'm the most stubborn on is I absolutely refuse to do any flights with layovers. It has to be straight through. And that's like my biggest thing that I would always put my foot down on. And I don't care how much less it is, I will not go up and down in a plane. Other than that, there's a lot of little things, but that's my biggest thing.
Well, I'm going to say I agree with you on that one. Whenever I fly, I always look for direct flights. I hate the whole layover thing. I remember one time, one of my first trips to Texas from New York, I had a flight that I got laid over in Chicago, and it was a 9-hour layover.
Oh, no.
And I was like, what the hell am I going to do for 9 hours?
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. And then I had a
so you
flight
feel
once,
my pain.
Yes. And then I had a flight once that had only a 1 hour layover. And I was like, oh, that's great. I couldn't get a direct flight. There was none available. So a 1 hour layover, that's fine. No problem. Well, by the time I got off the damn plane and got into the terminal and had to make my way across, I almost missed my
Oh, yeah.
flight.
That wasn't enough time. Right.
You can't catch a break. You can catch a break.
Yeah.
All right. So what's a simple pleasure that people underestimate?
Oh, that's an easy one. Nature. I'm telling you, I don't know about you, but whenever I'm having a bad day, I literally just love staring out at the open fields, if it's close to sunset, sunrise, and grounding your feet in the sand or the grass barefoot. I think a lot of people don't appreciate it. It really is so peaceful. You can collect a lot of your thoughts. You just appreciate so much if you just get out in the nature. And I'm not athletic by any means. I'm not talking mountain climbing or anything like that. I'm talking just taking in the views. I love looking at an ocean, a beach, a palm tree. Like I said, an open field. We have open fields by us with cows that run through it. And it's just, if I'm having a bad day, I just look at that and I'm good.
That's good, though. I like that, too. I do. I'm not going to say I don't. Where I lived back up in New York, I lived on one of the outlying cities, Staten Island, and it was the most rural or the most suburban of the rest of the 5 boroughs, and so just a few blocks from where I lived, it was walking distance. There was a privately owned park, and I knew the caretaker. and he would let me come onto the parkland, on a weekend or something, and just kind of wander around a little bit. It was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I have some pictures on my computer of the last time I was there in the fall. It was absolutely gorgeous. The beautiful colors. It was just perfect.
Yeah.
It's like perfect scenery, and I miss that.
Yeah,
I do.
love it. I do. I know. And I love it.
Down here in Eagle, I'm in Eagle Pass, Texas. So
Okay.
this is desert basically. There's not
Okay.
not much greenery here.
Yeah.
I can
Well, I'm
barely
in
keep my
South
grass.
Texas. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in South Texas. Yeah, I'm loaded. There's where I'm at. It's just beautiful. And then you hear the chickens in the morning. You hear the cows throughout the day, and then sometimes it's so quiet out here. All you hear is just loud birds chirping. It's just so
Nice.
peaceful. Yeah.
Yeah, the here I get a lot of loud mufflers.
Oh.
Yeah, every now and then, and usually about 7:30 or 7:45, somewhere in there in the evenings, you might pick it up on the microphone. No matter how much soundproofing I have in this room,
Okay.
you might hear the as it goes by
boy.
outside. Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was younger, I didn't care. I liked it when I was younger.
Right.
Now that I'm an old man, I'm an old curmudgeon, man. I can't.
Yeah. No, it is annoying. Yeah. Yeah.
Just want to sit on my front porch with a glass of sweet tea and just relax.
Just like the olden days. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm old. I know. All right. So Sidney. So for
Yes.
people who don't know you, I don't want to tell your story. I want you to tell your story. So if someone walks up to you at a cookout and says, "So, what do you do?" What do you say?
Oh, well, right now I do consider myself an author, and that's what I tell people. And it's strange because it took me a while to say that because I never was before and I never intended to be. But now that I'm going on book 3 and I'm getting a lot of emails and requests and everything, it's like I said to my husband recently, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm considered an author. I don't know. So yeah, that is what I tell people, but it literally happened by accident. It was not intended.
Yeah, and I'm sure you said book 3 because my notes here only have 2. So
Yeah, well, I'm working on book 3.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So
Great.
yeah. So I don't even have it. It's not even halfway done. So
All right.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, when someone comes to you and asks you what happened in 2020, where does your story start?
So actually, it started a little earlier. I want to say not much earlier, maybe 2019. Just there was a lot of things that just did not make sense to me. And I feel I'm very proud of the fact that all the money that was spent on all the propaganda and the brainwashing through the MSN and everything did not work on me. In fact, it had quite the opposite effect. That's actually what woke me up. When I started, I would see something that I knew for a fact was done because I saw the original, whether it be something that a Trump family member did, like they would go to these third world countries and do things for children. And there was so many, I can't remember them all. And I would hear nothing about it on the news. And I remember everyone else in the past that did things like this, Princess Diana, Michelle Obama, all of them, they got 20-minute segment on a half-hour news special.
Sure.
And they never got nothing. And it just was odd to me, but you blow it off. And it was little things like that just did not make sense to me. And then all this stuff before the election, I would literally catch reporters when they were covering, the election coming up, and they would be standing there and they would literally roll their eyes and say, "Oh, here walks Donald Trump." And I'm like, you can't do that on the news.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems so odd. And I'm like, why would a reporter do that? Why wouldn't she be fired? You cannot give your personal opinion. If you don't like them, your job is to report. And little things like that. And the kicker was, I watched the live election results on 2020. And I saw the votes flip in front of my eyes. I saw it. And, like a million other people. And I rewound and rewound and rewound. And I kept seeing the same thing. And how do you lose votes? I could see votes coming in, but how do you lose votes?
Right.
And
Exactly.
yes. And then, and surely you think to yourself, oh, you rub your eyes, there's no way. But then when you keep rewinding it, the next morning, people were smarter than me. They actually recorded it. And, I'm sure you remember it blew up the internet.
Yep.
You saw it. And that's when I thought, okay, all that stuff, all the omissions of anything good that the Trump family did from the news, that wasn't my imagination. I wasn't hallucinating.
No, you're right.
And yeah, exactly. And then when they did show Trump on the news, I'll never forget this because it was at that point I almost felt like we were watching a Saturday Night Live skit. The news literally bashed him and made fun of him, the reporters at their little bench, because he did not hold Melania's hand when he walked down the stairs of the plane. And I'm like, yes, how is this even possible? And so then, and it's sad because and I just found this out not too long ago, a lot of Americans did not even realize that all of the hearings regarding the 2020 election, they were live. They were on Right Side Broadcasting. They were on OAN. Some of those Senate hearings were like at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. And I watched every single one of them. And to this day, people don't even know they were televised because they didn't even show 2 seconds of it on the news.
Right. And the fact that they also aired them at the craziest hours.
Right.
It was done intentionally because they know people aren't going to sit there at 10 o'clock at night and watch a Senate hearing.
Exactly.
They know that.
Right. Only the crazy ones like me did. Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't even going there. Didn't even cross my
mind.
But that's why they also do those document dumps on a late Friday afternoon going into a weekend. This way, because nobody's really paying attention to it.
Right.
So it's easy for them to do what they were doing, trying to smear and trying to defame and hurt and prosecute. It was a very, very strange period of time.
It sure was.
Left was right, right was left, up was down, down. It was just nothing made sense. So
nothing.
Just off the cuff though. So are you a pure blood or what?
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have a T-shirt that says it, pure blood. I had it on just this afternoon.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a shirt that says I have rabies.
Oh, funny. Yeah. You should have worn that during the COVID era. Then people would have instead of 6 feet apart, they would have said 12 feet apart.
Yeah, well, I didn't have it then, but
oh, okay.
But I wear it now. Like I'll go to HEB, and I'm glad you know what HEB is. But I go to HEB, I wear it on HEB just so people just stay away.
Yeah, right. Good
Public
idea.
Service announcement, folks. So before all of this though, were you actually even into politics at all?
No, never. Now I will say this: I woke up a little bit in 2008 when Obama was in. There was a lot of things back then that didn't make sense to me either. And, so many people lost their job. The new construction homes came to a halt and things were crazy. And a lot of stuff back then did not make sense. But I had my kids were still fairly, they were smaller. There was still the sports to get into, the homework. My husband lost his job. So we had to get through that because he was in construction. So that's when I thought, okay, I don't know. The world is horrific. It's not as we seem. Things just didn't make sense. And I kind of had a feeling because when all these banks and everything collapsed, something just told me, I did no research, something just told me that I had a feeling Obama was behind it. Fast forward to nowadays, yes, he absolutely was.
Yeah.
So I was kind of, alerted back then, but did nothing about it. So other than that, no, I was always apolitical. Always. I wanted nothing to do with it. And I was one of those people that thought, oh, I'm just one person. Who cares what I think? And oh yeah, I don't feel that way anymore. That's for sure.
Oh, you are definitely not just one person feeling like that. Absolutely
yes.
not.
Right.
I've always been a political animal. I love politics. It's like an addiction. I'm a political junkie.
Okay.
But the rhetoric that comes out of both political parties these
Mm-hmm.
days,
Mm-hmm.
I literally have to step away from it
Yep.
and just kind of like regroup because it just wears you down. I don't know
It
how
does.
anyone can do this. Live in that world. The political world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
No way. No way. And I'll tell you what, it is definitely, it's not even about politics anymore. It's literally good versus evil. And, to be honest with you, the rhinos scare me more. The Democrats, what they're about. They put it right in your face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The
Oh
rhinos,
yes.
though, that they're a wolf in sheep clothing, though. And a lot of them aren't even fully blown Republican. They feel though if they put that R behind their name, it's going to get them in when they really have Democratic, ideologies. So yeah, it's not even, and anyone who thinks it says, "Oh, you're Republican, I'm Democrat," it's like it's not even about that anymore. It's
Yeah.
really not. It's literally good versus evil.
Yeah. I agree with you. I've
Yeah.
been a registered Republican since I could vote. Since
Uh-huh.
since I crossed the border illegally and got my illegal driver's license, I've been ready to vote since then. No,
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
of course.
I know.
Someone out there is going to say,
Yeah, yeah. No,
Um,
I knew you were kidding. Yeah.
but since I was a kid, since I was eligible to vote, I vote. My first election that I was eligible to vote for was for Ronald Reagan, and his second term, and I've been a Republican since. But honestly, the Republican Party is not the Republican Party that I even came up in. The Republican Party is nowhere near what the Republican Party was when it was even founded.
Right.
And it's disappointing in a lot of ways. The standard GOP platform says a lot of great things. They just don't act on it.
Uh-huh.
They sacrifice it. So, I don't. When someone asks me if I'm registered, I'm not. I don't say I'm a registered Republican anymore or anything like that. I am an independent person.
I say conservative. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I go
Right.
even a step further. I use
Yeah.
conservatarian. 'Cause
Okay.
I am a conservative, absolutely, but I also have some
Uh-huh.
libertarian ideas and leanings. But I can't. I don't like to even say I'm. What I'd rather say is I'm a small R Republican.
Uh-huh.
I believe in the Republican form of government. I believe in republicanism, but not the political party that has become the Republican Party.
Right.
It's the small R Republican.
Right.
I believe in extremely limited government. Government should not be involved in anything in my personal life.
Yeah.
None of it. That's
Yeah.
not what our founding generation ever wanted. That's not what they ever
No.
thought. They actually warned about political parties because the political party is going to serve itself. It's not going to serve the people or the constituency.
Absolutely not. They're there for themselves. They're not there for we the people. All they are for we the people is Big Brother. Big Brother watching over. That's it.
And your wallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That and
Yeah.
people hear me say they're probably nauseous of me saying it all the time, but I do a read for a tax prep service here in Eagle Pass, and I start off with always taxation is theft. It's absolutely 100% theft.
Absolutely. It's been proven. Yep.
Obviously, yeah. Look, USAID for crying out loud. I mean, how is that? How can that not be theft?
Yep. And didn't it just come out? Didn't they just find? I believe they did. They came across a letter that was written in 1985, stating that the 16th Amendment was never ratified.
Yeah,
So
no,
they
it wasn't properly ratified. Yeah.
Right. Not
So-
legally. Yeah.
Correct.
Mhm.
And we can go down the tax thing. I don't know. I don't want to go down.
Yeah, oh yeah. I know that would be a whole nother show.
It will.
I know.
It absolutely
Yeah.
will, and we'll do that.
I know. Yeah.
We
Right.
will definitely do that. But
Yeah.
so, what was the moment that you said that I'm going to start writing all this stuff down? I need to
So-
document this.
So I don't remember the day. So I actually probably should have reread book one first because I put in there what I did is. So when all this stuff didn't make sense and I was watching these live hearings, and then you hear about, so you go on these platforms like Right Side Broadcasting and stuff, and you read the comments, and everyone felt the same way I did. And then they tell you about platforms that you can go to find out truth. And at some point, people ask me, well, how do you know that's the truth? How do you know that's not the fake news? Too much has come to fruition to prove otherwise.
Yeah.
So what's that saying? That's my story, and I'll stick to it for now. And so once, I'd say maybe 4 months after the stolen election, and yes, I did say stolen, um, is when actually it was a friend of mine that said, maybe you should start writing this down.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what I did. And I would do research, and then it's funny because what you just thought was going to be stolen election, some of the stuff I uncovered blew me away. Blew me away. And it's I could say it because it's all come out now about the pedophilia and the human trafficking and the and it's all in there. And you realize that it's also whatever's going on is global. It's also going on in other countries. And you learn about the Venezuela connection, and you just start connecting all the dots. And every time I connected a dot, I would document it. And there was a lot I stumbled upon. And after I would go down more rabbit holes, I would think, oh, I'm not sure about that. I'm not 100% sure. So there's a lot I didn't put in the book.
Mhm.
And so I'm not saying what's in there is 100% true, but I'm just saying those were ones that I did a lot of research on. And so after a while, what I do is I type it up, I'd print it, put it in a binder, and throw it in my closet. And one day, one of my sons came in my office. They're like, "Mom, no one's going to want to read that." And I'm like, you know what? You're going to want to read it in 20 years. 20 years from now, you're going to think this is cool because you're going to be able to relate to, oh, I remember when we did this or that. And that's as far as it went. But then after a while, I noticed, I'm like, oh my God, it's kind of like a book. And someone I know, there's millions out there, but I know one personally that literally got disowned from her family because of her beliefs. And then I found out that there's millions of that. And then I would see in my chat rooms that I'm on several chat rooms, I'd hear a grandmother say, man, I wish, my granddaughter would talk to me. She thinks I'm crazy. And I would hear, I wish my nephew would talk to me. He thinks I'm crazy. And I'm like, well, at least I feel my book shows where we are coming from.
Yeah.
It shows why we feel this way. And it shows what we looked into and how we felt. And so just for the heck of it, I did reach out to it. I had to be careful. Which publisher? You know that. I had to be careful. Yeah. And I came across one that stated that they would publish conservative books, but there was two of them. One was in New York and one was in California. And just because of the states, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going there. And then I came across one that was in Texas. So I'm like, okay, I feel they're safe. So I did. I typed up a synopsis. I sent it over and told them pretty much what I just told you. And they reached out to me instantly and they said, we want this. No ifs, ands, or buts. We want this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I as soon as you said New York and California, I smirked. I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was not touching those states with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, unless you are what they decide a conservative is,
Yeah.
you're not going to get it. You're not going to get published. They're going to strip that thing down and make it almost nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's great. Now your son, is he of the same political leanings as you are, or is he on the other side of the fence?
So I am actually very, very blessed. I never, in my circle of people in my family, we were always on the same page, but yet we're not. What that means is both of my husband, both of my children, both of my grown boys, they saw to the craziness with the COVID, and they felt the election was stolen, and they did not want the vaccine. And do they follow it like I do? Oh, heck no. But do they get mad when I talk about it? No. But my one son, he kind of has a different end game. He believes in the human trafficking, the pedophilia, the stolen election, everything. And he feels, with the taxes, everything, we're slaves, everything's corrupt. But he's on the fence with Trump. He's one of those that he's not sure if Trump's a good guy. And that's fine. No one has to agree with us, like we were talking earlier.
Mhm.
No one has to agree with us. I'm just proud of the fact that they know something is going on.
Yeah.
The world is not as it seems. He does not have to agree with me. They do not have to go down the same rabbit holes. And and everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Exactly.
So yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, like, and I say I'm blessed because there are families where they're divided. You got half of the family is diehard liberal, half the family is diehard, conservative, and it makes it. You try not to bring it into the home, but there are families that have gone through very, very hard times because of this, and that was never the case
Yeah.
with my family. Knock on
And
wood.
yeah, and my family is kind of like that too. I have
Yeah.
my family's gotten a lot smaller over the years, but
Mhm.
I have one of my uncles is a huge liberal. I mean,
Uh-huh.
there's just no talking to him. There really isn't. You
Yeah.
try, you can't even have just a general conversation because
Sadly, that's usually the
yeah,
case.
because it ends up
Yeah.
getting the ideology stuffed down your face.
Yeah.
And then I have my other uncle, his brother, is the exact opposite. He is a raging conservative, and that is great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I say raging
Yeah.
because I've seen his Facebook posts, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I've seen the repercussions of, or I know of the repercussions of a lot of the things that he's posted and such. So
Yeah, right.
but he keeps going, man. He's relentless. He just keeps pushing it out there, and it's great. But I see
Yeah.
that divide. I see that you can't talk about things in a family setting.
No.
It's very difficult, and
It does.
and unfortunately, you avoid having these conversations, but they are important conversations to have.
Uh-huh.
Religion and politics.
You're supposed to avoid. Right.
But you shouldn't. But you shouldn't,
Right.
because
Right.
they're incredibly important, and they're interlocked. They're interlinked.
Yeah. And I feel like that conversation has just gotten harder recently. I mean, I remember growing up, if one parent voted for this guy and the other parent voted for this guy, come election night, oh, cool, your guy won. Hey, look, what's for dinner tonight? End of story.
Yeah.
But what's transpired since 2020 is not like that.
No.
And this is different. It really is.
This country has become so polarized, and this is a conversation I've had many times on the show.
Yeah.
This country has become so polarized. There is no middle ground anymore.
No, there's not.
You are either hard right or hard left. There is
Right.
nothing in between. That's why all this talk of bipartisanship and coming to it and coming to the table and negotiating these things, none of it's going to work. It's not, because there's just no common ground anymore.
No.
Because they're sold out to special interests. They're sold out to their political desires and their political aspirations and goals. The individual politicians I'm talking about.
Right.
And
that's not a coincidence. They,
course not.
they did this,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
built this system, and
Right.
shame on the American people for allowing it, by putting these
Right.
people in office 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, by keep putting them into those positions. I firmly believe there need to be term limits. These people need to be
Yeah.
out.
Yes.
You should get 8 years in office at the president level.
Yeah,
8 years.
absolutely.
No re-elections. No every 4-year nonsense, because it's all just
Yeah.
a dog and pony show.
Right.
You get elected once, 8 years, you're out. Done.
Yep.
Same thing with Congress. You get 6 years in Congress, you're out. You get 6 years in the Senate, you're out. That's it. Done. None of this re-election nonsense. None of this, running and keep going. In and out. When our country was founded, it was supposed to be citizen politicians, not career politicians. You're supposed to
Correct.
go
Yes.
to the seat of government. You serve your time. You go back to your home, and that's it. There's no hanging around. There's no having a house here, where the seat of government is, and there's no having a house there, and where you live, and back and forth. No.
Right.
That's
And
not the way
entering it having a net worth of 175,000, and then leaving it after 20 years with a net worth of 7.5 million. Yeah.
Or even better, like what's her face up there in Minnesota, going in with negative $65,000 in debt, and now worth millions.
Yeah.
After being in office for what, 3 years, 4 years?
Right. Yeah. And then how does that even make sense to anyone? Right.
And then you got people like Pelosi who
Over
masterful,
the stock.
masterful on her stock picks, masterful.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, she's a genius.
Yeah, I don't know what she. It's probably those ceremonies she would do with Hillary Rodham Clinton and the little witch ball and. I don't know.
Yeah. The funny thing is, some of your viewers might think you're being facetious, but sadly, that's actually true.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
My audience knows my humor. That a lot of times there are things that I say that are a bit tongue in cheek, but they know there's some truth behind it mostly.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the most
Absolutely.
Part. Wow, I can't believe the time already. So let's get to your book.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
get to the book. So
Sure.
The Awakening. Okay.
Yes.
Strip the title away for a second. What is the book to you personally?
To me personally, you said?
Yeah.
So believe it or not, my happiest moment would be, and I know it's not going to happen overnight, would be if someone came, like I told you, all these families divided. If someone came up to me and said, "Oh my God, Sidney, my nephew, my niece, my son, my daughter read your book. She hasn't talked to me in 3 years. She read your book. She gets my point of view now, and she called me." That would be like gold to me. And
Nice.
I think it'll, because it's written in an everyday person's words and point of view. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little disappointed when I got my edits back, because since I'm not a journalist or a writer, I'm like, oh, great, this amazing company that partnered with me, they're going to really doctor it up. And when I got it back, it was all the same. So I kind of emailed her and I'm like, hey, you didn't edit my book. And she's like, nope, we did that on purpose. We want it in your words. We are not changing anything. We want it to be in an everyday person's words. I'm like, oh, okay. So that being said, it's very easy to follow. It's not, this Pulitzer Prize, big words. It's very simple. So it's pretty much, if you want to learn how we got to be conspiracy theorists, conservatives, book for dummies 101. So it's a great way to teach someone where we're coming from, and it shows how we felt. There's a lot of craziness in there, and I don't even know if they're true, some of the stuff, the conspiracy theories. But it's funny because when I first wrote it, like the whole first half of the book has come out. Conspiracy theories, all the way down to Pizzagate. It's all come out. It's out there for public knowledge.
It's conspiracy fact, to be
Yes.
honest. Look, I don't care what anybody has to say. I really don't. All right.
Mhm.
All the things that people accused you, of me, other people that think like we do, as being lunatics and crazy. How could you think the government would do something like that? Now you're crazy. You're just one of those conspiracy lunatics or whatever you are. Well,
Right.
look at this conspiracy fact. So I don't say I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy factualist.
I like that.
Because almost everything that we have talked about has been proven true.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to stop. The more you start to dig into these things, the more you start to realize. Look, I love Alex Jones. Everybody says Alex Jones is a lunatic. He's crazy. Yeah.
Nope. Love
you know
him.
what? Alex Jones has been right more than
100%.
than you could ever possibly imagine. Like he's like 99.9% right on everything.
Yes. He got a lot of backlash when he was doing a live, and he picked up his chair and threw it against the wall. And
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And my first reaction when I saw that, I said, shouldn't we all feel that way? I mean, seriously, if you think about it, shouldn't we all feel that way? With the stuff he was saying and he discovered and has been proven, we should all be that upset.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. But no,
absolutely.
I love Alex. Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I watch him every day.
Yeah.
Well, if I can watch. Every
Yeah,
day.
with your busy schedule. Yeah.
Usually I have it on just in the background, and I'll pick up a little piece here or there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he does great work, and
he does.
And interestingly, like I started listening to. I would listen to him on and off, prior to COVID emerging and all that stuff. But I started listening more and more and more. And the more I listened to him, the more I realized, man, this guy's dialed in. Like either he is a plant and they're feeding information for him to get out, or this guy just has some incredible insight into these things. And,
or part of the plan or whatever. Yes. Yeah.
And he just has the insight. I envy him in a lot of ways. And all that stuff. I would not want to be in his brain for a minute, because I think.
Oh yeah. Could you imagine?
I think he's a bit unhinged at times, but it's endearing.
They say, and it's true, and I'm sure you've experienced this too. Being awake is not for the weak.
No, it's not.
Really not. It's not. And it's difficult at times. It really is.
It's heartbreaking, really. It really is when you realize how you've been lied to over and over and over again, and it's just drilled into your head and everywhere you go, and you see all these people who just don't understand what it is that they're spewing out.
Right.
And your heart breaks.
It does.
It really does. For me, that's a lot. That's part of the reason why I shut off a lot of stuff these days, because I can't. I know too much, and once you know too much, it really beats you down.
It does, really does. And you can't go back.
No.
And you even look at movies. When you learn about stuff with celebrities, it was hard for me to watch movies. Everything was hard for me to have a conversation. But I'll tell you what, Joe, and I don't know about you, I wouldn't trade it in for anything in the world.
No.
I would rather be awake and feel the stress than not know anything.
Yeah. The Matrix is quite prophetic, wasn't it?
Big time. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the world
absolutely.
that was pulled over your eyes.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And they were very, very successful. They were.
Incredibly. So now so I guess we kind of talked about this already, so I'm going to skip that one. I was going to ask you about, what were the big turning points for you when everything started to really shift, but you kind of already covered that. So let me flip it around a little bit. What's something that you chased that you now look back and say, all right, maybe I went a little bit too far on that?
You talking about regarding the book, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there is a couple rabbit holes I regret going down, and because some things cannot be unseen.
Right.
I wish.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about with the question.
Yes. Yes. I wish I did not see Frazzle Drip. I wish I did not see the Skippy video, John Podesta, and that whole adrenochrome in the process of how it's made. That will literally keep you up at night. And I wish but again, that's coming out too now. So I guess that goes back to the whole, what we said a few minutes ago, I'd rather be awake than not knowing. So as hard as it was, as devastating as it was, I'm still glad I know. But there was a time where I wish I didn't go down that rabbit hole.
Was there a point that you were writing, you were journaling, you were taking all these notes, doing the research, that you just kind of sat back and said, you know what, this is just too much?
More so in the second book. I mean, the first book, there was a lot to it. That was the Frazzle Drip and everything. But I didn't say this is too much. I couldn't document because I felt it had to be told. The second book, I had to take a step back. I was, as we all were, Charlie Kirk. When I got to that point with Charlie Kirk, and I was documenting on that date, I'm like, I just can't right now. And then there was the conspiracy theories around him, and that was one rabbit hole I purposely did not go down, just because I admired him too much. We were all devastated, and I'm like, I just can't even touch that. When the truth comes out, if the truth comes out about that, I'll listen along with everybody else. I don't want to go down there. And then it got to a point where there were so many different avenues. There was 7 different conspiracies about it. And just, I don't know. I know this might sound crazy, but out of respect for him, I just left that alone.
No, I can understand that too. I mean, when that happened, when he was killed, I was not a big Charlie Kirk fan. Like, I knew who he was. I appreciated the stuff that he was doing. I would watch his little videos when he would put them out, but I wasn't like a fan. Like, I didn't follow him closely or anything like that, but I respected what he was doing, and I agreed with a lot of stuff he did.
Right.
When he was shot, when he was killed, man, that killed me. That
that
I
was
felt
brutal.
sick to my stomach. And what really upsets me too is people like Candace Owens. I don't know what her motivation is. I don't know what's going on with her. I used to have a lot of respect for her too. I can't even watch her anymore because I just don't want to hear it. It's too much.
Right.
It's way too much. Just I'm not saying let it go, but
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
You're
right.
way out there.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what kind of world she's living in right now. I don't know.
I know. And I used to actually get, before the Charlie Kirk, I used to actually get excited when I would see on our channels and I would see a Candace update or, a post from her in her chat room and it'd be like, oh, I got to hurry up and check it. And now I feel the same way. It's like, I don't even know what to think of her. I don't even look at it.
Yeah. Well, I know you have another book because I'm watching the clock here, so I want to make sure we get this one in too. So
yeah, you're good.
So book number 2, Golden Age Rising. So
correct.
When people hear that title, what should they picture in their mind?
I have to admit, I didn't know. So this is going to be, so it's actually all the books are to be called the Patriot's Diary series is what it is.
Okay.
So with that being said, I let my publisher pick the title for book 2. So that was them. That's all their credit. I didn't pick that. I did not pick that. But I'm thinking why she picked it is so book 2 touches a lot on TDS, a lot because it's rampant. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I've witnessed it in person. And so there has a lot of that in it. And also it has a lot of back to the whole, like we said, this could be a whole nother show, back to the illegal taxes and the stolen money and we the people getting their money back and all of those rabbit holes of the finance world. A lot of comms, a lot of things have been said, and it's mentioned in book 2. And Trump refers to, the golden era is coming and all that. And I mentioned that a lot in the book. So I'm thinking that's why they picked the title Golden Age Rising.
Okay. I'm actually, I'm looking for a file. I don't know if I can do this without messing up everything.
Oh, so if I lose you, I know why.
Yeah. I'm going to see, maybe I can try this. No, I don't think it'll go there. Where would it go? I don't know. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right, let me see if I can get this loaded here.
Okay.
This is a little clip that, if I can do it. There we go. Let's see. So I used to run this from time to time. I haven't done it in a while. Let me just lower the volume because it'd be loud.
Do you blame all your problems on Trump? Do you have blue hair and a bunch of metal in your face? Do you not know what a woman is and confused about your gender? Good news. You have TDS, and it's a very true.
It's real.
Please take the time to find a mental health professional near you and prepare yourself for all the lies you've been told. When you finally recover, the rest of reality would love to welcome you back. Warning, severe TDS can cause rampant Karen and Kevin outbursts, being cucked by your partner, and brain damage from too much hair dye. May also cause severe butt hurt and nonsensical outbursts that make everyone around you know you're stupid.
Hey, maybe they could come up with a vaccine for it.
Yeah, we'll call Fauci. We'll get him to work on this. One of those mRNA things. So I put that together, and
I love it.
And I used to run it every now and then on the show, and just the emails that I would get. You're an asshole.
Oh wow! Oh no!
It was great.
Hey, you can't please everybody. I noticed that even on my Amazon reviews, I got a 1 star, and the title, most of them, thank God, is 5 stars, and a lot of them are saying, "Oh, thank you, someone finally said what I've been feeling," and oh, this author put exactly what I was thinking. Does she have a second book coming out? So most are good, and most are 5 stars, but I got 1 1 star, and the title was, "This is obviously from a Patriot's point of view." Well, I wanted to say Einstein. The title is literally a Patriot's diary, so of course.
Hello.
And then she gave me some. It was just short. It was a few bad, not nice review, but it wasn't horrible. And she gave me a 1 star, and I'm like, what can you do? Hey, at least she called me a patriot. I'll take it.
Okay, there you go. So, yeah. I got my first 1-star review for the podcast, but I'll tell you about it after the show because I don't want to take up too much more of time on my stuff. It's for you. So
Gotcha.
book number 2, the Golden Age Rising. I get the idea of where they got the name from because President Trump has been talking about ushering in the Golden Age of America, so on and so forth. So is book 2 more hopeful? Or is it more darker or more resolved?
I'm hoping book 3 is the conclusion. If it's not the conclusion, it'll be the admission that I was wrong. Either way, book 2, like I said, book 1 is mostly the discoveries. Book 2 is majorly on TDS because I feel like this last year has been all TDS. And then, I threw in some comms there, but look where we're at right now. So it doesn't end with nothing spectacular. It's just kind of our story continues. Yeah. I'm hoping that great ending will be in book 3.
And you said you're going to keep on writing no matter what until something comes to fruition.
You got it.
Great.
You got
That's awesome.
it. Yeah.
And you need to.
Yeah.
You need to. So if nothing changes, what does America look like to you in 10 years?
Oh God, do we want to go there? Yeah. I'm scared. Scary. Yeah. And I have to admit, I might not have started documenting if I didn't have kids. My biggest fear was if this continues, my boys are doing great now, but years from now, and mostly my grandkids, like, what future are they going to have? And that's what scared me the most. That's what really made me start digging. Yeah. And but I don't know what it would look like in 10 years. I don't know. I'm afraid to even think about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I look at here's my concern. All right, so we have the midterms coming up. All right, if you are a polling person and you watch the polls, and I don't really give too much credit to the polls, but when you see things like this, it does kind of tweak you a little bit, honestly.
Yeah.
Everything looks like the Democrats are going to win the House in the midterms, and we all know if that happens, what the next 2 years are going to be. It's going to be wasted taxpayer money on investigation after investigation after investigation, impeachments, impeaching President Trump again, and probably impeaching J.D. Vance, all of that stuff, just because of who they are and their track record. That's what's going to come. Nothing is going to get accomplished. It's going to go right back to the same old thing. And if, God forbid, one of these liberal nut jobs wins the White House in 28, we are going to look at what the Biden administration did on steroids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Those borders are going to fly wide open. Unvetted people pouring into this country, taking advantage of every system and everything that's in place here, and totally destroy this country. My view is this. I am a patriot first and foremost. I love my country. I love the idea of America. I love what our founding generation did. I'm not hopeful that the country is going to stay united within the next 10 years. Yeah. I think that you are going to see secessions. You are going to see states pulling out of this union. And people say, "Oh, yeah, you can't do that. You can't leave the union." Yes, you can. You can. You absolutely can. The state voluntarily join the union. They can leave the union. Yep. There are movements, believe it or not, all over this country of states that are exploring the idea of leaving the union. California, yes. We all know, right. We've heard that. It's called Calexit. If I remember the number right, I think there are 20 states that have secession referendums working their way through the legislative process.
I believe Texas was one of them also.
Texas is one of them. Texas is one of the original, the first ones.
Yeah.
And I can speak from authority on that because I am part of the Texas nationalist movement that is working to put this on a ballot for Texans to vote. Do we want do we want to explore the possibility of leaving the union? And you know what? There is a very strong in favor polling on this. So it's possible it's going to happen. Do I want to see something like that happen? You know, I have mixed feelings on it. I really do. I would love to see Texas stand on its own. Texas can. Texas would immediately become the 8th largest economy in the world. It already is. But it will be the 8th largest economy in the world. Texas has all the resources it needs. It's not part of the national grid. It has all the land you need. It has warm water seaports. It has everything that you possibly could need. The infrastructure is already in place for Texas to stand alone, and it's also codified in the Texas state constitution that Texas can leave whenever they want.
Okay.
So you know it's possible. Now, that said, I love my country. I love what our founding generation gave to us, but boy, did we screw it up.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Did we ever screw it up?
And I'm hoping if certain things I've been following, how military might take action, and a lot of things are scripted, which feels like it. And it's funny because Joe Rogan, on one of his shows recently, said, he made a comment. He says, everything just feels so off. It's like we're living in a matrix, like we were talking about. And he says, it's almost as if everything's scripted. And I was like, oh yeah, that resonated well with me.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I'm hoping and praying everything you just said as far as the future, I hope it doesn't get that far. I'm hoping something is going to happen way before then, and I'm still going to think hopeful. And like I said, if I'm wrong, that'll be definitely documented in book 3. It'll be me admitting, saying, "Okay, I've been played," but right now I don't feel that way. So let's hope it doesn't get that far.
Of course. I mean, again, I would love to see Texas.
But it's a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely is. Especially when you're talking, you have 20 states that already have something. Vermont, I think, is the oldest one. I think Vermont's been working on this for a while, and Vermont's a huge liberal state. You know, people think that only the conservative states want to do that and break up everything. No, it's not. It's not at all. You know? But I think there was a great book that came out a few years ago that I read, and believe it or not, I went on Amazon. I wanted to buy another copy because I wanted to gift it to somebody. And it's not in print anymore. And I was like,
really?
You've got to be kidding me. It's called Rethinking the American Union for the 21st Century. And it is a series of essays by some well-known scholars. And it lays out this blueprint of what the potential routes are going to be, and plans and programs and solutions down the road over the course of the next 100 years. And
it does sound like an interesting book.
It's amazing if you can get it. And folks, if you can find it, please get it. Read it. It is well worth it. It's technical, yes. It's
okay.
It's not. I'm not going to say it's an easy read that you're going to sit there and just fly through it in a day. You're going to get some.
It's one of those books where you have to Google the words, what it means. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but more so, it's going to give you something to chew on for a few days. You're not going to be able to walk away from it and say, well, I just flat out agree with that. No, it's going to give you things that you're going to chew on a little bit and say, is that a possibility? Can that work?
It's going to make you think.
Exactly. It's important to read. And that's one of the books that was pivotal for me when I was looking at organizations like the Texas Nationalist Movement and the Texit Movement and all that stuff, because it made sense. It made sense. And the way they lay it out in these essays, it makes sense. This country is getting too big to be ruled by one central government. and I use that word carefully, ruled, because that's exactly what it is. I would love to say, yes, we have a representative republic. We do not have a representative republic. We have an oligarchy.
Yeah.
This country is ruled by a few powerful people. And again, I use that word carefully, ruled by a few powerful people. You know, it was never intended that you needed to raise millions and millions and millions of dollars to run for office.
Yeah.
It was never intended that way.
No,
And
it wasn't.
That's what it's become. That's what it's become. So,
and it's amazing how you find out they're all connected and bloodlines going way back. And
yes.
Yes.
Oh, we can. We're going to be doing this for hours.
Yeah. There is. You know, literally, there's like there's like 100 rabbit holes, and for each rabbit hole, there's like 50 for the 100. So yeah, you got the whole Rothschild, and yeah. You
know what tripped me out is when they did the background on George Bush and Barack Obama, and their connected bloodline.
Yes, and
that
then
tripped me out.
and then there's a whole nother now too that something with Hitler's bloodline is now connects to Obama too, and then you got the Rothschilds with the celebrities and the banker. Oh yeah, we can go on for hours.
Yeah,
there's a lot. There's a lot.
We'll have to have you back on again and do a show just on
definitely
connecting dots. That's what
we
call it connecting dots.
I like that. Hey, and that might be the title for book 3. The dots are connected.
There you go. There you go. You don't have to give me credit for it. It's fine.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a small print at the bottom.
We could actually do our own podcast called Connected Dots.
I like that. And
just trace down these dots. That'd be a lot of fun.
Because there's a lot of dots.
We'll negotiate this off the show.
There you go.
So if people that are watching, listening, and I'm sure that there are the tens of people that are watching right now, I am sure that there's somebody's going to disagree with us. Absolutely.
Of course.
I'm sure of
it. Of course. Absolutely.
What if they confronted you? What would you say to them?
You do not have to agree. You don't. You are entitled to your opinion, 100%. And the people that I love are all people that at least there might be people wide awake, or they know something is not right in this world, or they didn't believe the COVID stuff, or they believe the election was stolen, but they read my book and they're like, oh God, this girl's way out there. And that's fine. As long as you knew something was up with the election and the COVID, those are the people I admire. You know, they do not have to agree with everything I said in there. Yeah. And the only ones I really don't have patience for, but I still deal with it, are the people that are oblivious to everything. They see nothing. They see nothing going on. Well, what are you talking about? What's wrong with our government? What? You know, no, I got the vaccine. What are you talking about? The election wasn't stolen. What? I mean, unless you lived under a rock, how could you not pick up on something? The people who see nothing at this point is, I don't know, you'd have to be Helen Keller not to see it, if you ask me. But, you know, I could see maybe you didn't see it right away, but right now, on this date, March 2026, with everything going on, if you don't think something is off and not right, I don't know what to say. But people don't have to agree with me.
Okay. Well, yeah. I have a couple more questions that I really do want to ask you. So do you mind sticking around for just a couple extra minutes?
No, you're good. Yeah.
Now, earlier we talked about people being disowned by, their family because of their support of President Trump, the MAGA movement, and so on. If you had to explain to your grandkid one day what exactly MAGA is, what would you say it stands for?
Exactly what it says: Make America Great Again. And I put in book 2, when people say they hate MAGA, MAGA means Make America Great Again, which includes every American. It does not just say Make Conservatives Great Again. We, the people, Make America Great includes you guys, includes all of us. It does not stand for mutilate all genders ASAP. It's not a bad thing. And who wouldn't want to make America great again? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. It should be everyone's goal. It should be everyone's goal. Yeah.
It should, but the left is an America-hating organization.
Yeah.
And they don't care for that. They They have their pet social agendas that they want to push, regardless of what anybody else thinks, and they demonize you for that. So, what do you think is the most unfair thing that people say about MAGA supporters?
That we're violent. That we're racist. It's just the opposite. It's just the opposite. A true patriot is far from racist.
Agreed.
You're a good person. Yeah, you're a good person. You have a good heart. Well, come to my house. I'll even make you cookies. We're not racist. We just want good people, and we're not violent. And it blows me away. I'm going down a whole different avenue here. The amount of people that still feel it was MAGA on January 6th.
Yeah.
I mean, no, we were set up.
And it's been proven over and over and over again already.
Over and over and over again. And we are far from violent. And I'll show you how non-violent we are. Look at the liberals with the ICE agents. And then you see MAGA when liberals were doing stuff. You never saw a MAGA set a building on fire, loot buildings, set cars on fire. It was all the liberals or the left, but we're the ones called violent, and it couldn't be any more far from the truth.
Now, what about something that might be? Well, that's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense. So I'm not going to. We'll skip that part.
It kind of matches the world. Nothing makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's true. I guess the thing I was going to say was, in line with how the people say these unfair things about MAGA supporters, what part of it might be a fair assessment?
Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, anything a liberal says about MAGA is not fair. It's all negative. And you know what? You were hearing something funny. So when I met out here, I was at church, and he ran into a new person who just moved here from California. And he asked him, so how do you like it here in Texas? He goes, I love it. The only thing I can't stand is all these MAGA out here. So the person I know said to him, well, what was it about California that you didn't like? And he says, oh my God, the gas prices, the price of groceries, the way they try to run us like communists. There's so many rules. There's this, there's that. And the person I know was thinking to himself, and they said they would want to be more free. And the person I know was thinking to himself, okay, everything you just explained, the opposite of everything you just explained is MAGA, Make America Great Again. And they says, oh, we love it here except for the MAGA. So I don't know. I'm thinking MAGA is part of the whole TDS thing. I don't know.
It probably is.
Yeah.
It probably is. And I'm glad you mentioned, your church. You've mentioned it a few times. How important is faith, family, and community in staying grounded in all of this?
Yeah. So it's huge. I talk to him. I talk to God more than people realize, and I think a lot of people I know do. Mm-hmm. And, you could pray for a better this, a better that. Have people understand, make people get it, unite us again. And I realize the best thing to pray for is just strength. It's like, just give me strength, whether it be with this whole movement, personal stuff or whatever, just give me strength to get through it. And it always works. It always works.
It'll also be good too is pray for strength, pray for discernment, and wisdom.
Yes.
Because you need all of that to deal with the lunatics that are out there.
Yeah.
You really do.
Big time.
I'm not saying
Absolutely.
that to be hyperbolic. I'm being serious. You do.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Head on a swivel is what they're saying. Head on a swivel every day.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Yep. Now, before we wrap this all up completely, who is somebody that you respect right now, and what are they doing that inspires you?
Oh boy. Other than Trump? No.
It could be anybody.
Yeah. So yes, Trump. And then actually, to be honest with you, is my publisher. She has got more bestsellers than you could think of, more awards and trophies for selling books than you could imagine. And she's ex-FBI, hostage negotiator.
Oh, wow.
She's like kind of my idol. So yeah, and every time I have a question every time I have a question about anything, she's my go-to girl.
Outstanding.
For sure. Yeah.
So Sidney, where can people go to find out more about you, get your books, follow you on socials?
Yeah, I'm only on X, and it's at Sidney1776. The book is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, all major website, Books A Million. It's on Kindle audiobook, and it's also available, I believe, in 14 other countries. And then the second book is coming out April 23rd.
Okay. Outstanding.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Sidney Pines, thank you. This was a great conversation.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed this.
It was. Yes.
We could have gone on for...
Oh, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. So ask my family. I can talk.
Oh, yeah. That's what they say about me, too. But
okay.
But I made a note for myself, connected dots, and we'll work on that one. I think that's going to be a good idea.
I like that. All that. Right. Yes, that's a good idea. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. And I'm going to put you backstage, and I'll catch up with you in just like 5 minutes. Just hang out.
You got it. Sounds good.
All right, folks. Sidney Pines, great conversation, man. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was a breath of fresh air. I'm telling you, I have not had an opportunity to talk politics and get into all this kind of stuff in a while, and this was really great. I really enjoyed this, and I hope you guys did too. Well, listen, before we start to wrap this whole thing up here, just a couple of quick reminders that, of course, look, Liberal Christmas is right around the corner. April 15th is tax day, Liberal Christmas. We want to make sure that you get your paperwork submitted, otherwise they'll come banging down your door, the 85,000 new IRS agents, that are packing firearms are going to come and get you for a $600 transaction you made. Meanwhile, Congress can do whatever the hell they want to do with as much money they want to do it with, and nobody says a word. But another story, because taxation's theft, we understand that, we get it. But Diamond Dynasty Tax Group Legacy, located right here in Eagle Pass, is willing to help you navigate your way through all of the intricacies of the federal tax system. So give them a call at 830-867-7106. It's 830-867-7106. Again, these guys did my taxes for me when I purchased the asylum and I did the renovations and built the studio. They took a mountain of receipts and invoices, all that stuff, and they took care of all of it. It was great. It was easy, seamless, no problems whatsoever, and I actually got a little bit back. So that was nice. Not free money, by the way, just so you understand that. That was just the extra money that they took that they didn't use that now they're giving back to you as, tax, as an interest-free loan. Just remember that. So, the folks at Diamond Dynasty are not asking me to talk about that stuff. So, Diamond Dynasty Tax Group Legacy, please give them a call, 830-867-7106. You do not have to be in Eagle Pass to use them. They are all over the place. They can help you wherever you are. Give them a call, 830-867-7106. All right. Shout-outs, of course, to our producing team, executive producers Wayne Rankin, Rosanna Rankin, Carolina Jimenez, Marissa Lee, and, of course, the inestimable anonymous Angela. And I do have to remember one day I have to re-explain why we call her Anonymous Angela. I'll do that on another show. All right. Done it before. It's time to renew that. All right. Now, these folks, well, we follow what's called a value for value model. The value for value model is simply this. If you are gaining any value from the content that we're putting out, we're asking that you return that value to us in the form of a donation. That donation can be your time, your talent, or your treasure. The 3 T's, we call it. All right, very simple. Now, these folks have donated their time, their talent, and their treasure to help put these shows together, and we are greatly, greatly appreciative of that. Now, if you want to find out how you can help support the show, just head over to the website, joerooz.com/support, joerooz.com/support, and look at all the neat ways you can help us in meeting our goals. And our goals are very simply this: to pay for all the fees. That's really all it is. So we really do appreciate it. Every penny that comes into the show goes to something for the show. Nothing comes in our pockets at all. Everything goes into platform fees, subscriptions, and all the other stuff that goes into the show, promotions, all that stuff. So if you want to help us out, we would really appreciate it if you could. And you can do that very simply by going to joerooz.com/support, joerooz.com/support. All right. the conversation that we had tonight should have opened your eyes to a lot of things that have been, it's like we said earlier, the world has been pulled over your eyes. Things are not exactly what they seem. Conspiracy theories are actually conspiracy facts for the most part. I'm sure there are some theories out there still, but it's important that you open your eyes and you look around you. Like we said, keep your head in a swivel. It's not just for your own protection. It's also to see what's going on in this world around us. So make sure you do that. Sidney was a great guest tonight. Really appreciated her. Appreciated the insight that she brought to the show, the energy she brought to the show. She was fantastic. And I hope you guys got something out of it too. So please make sure you head over to her website. Make sure you check out her books. Find her on social media and give her a follow. Incredibly important. All right, folks, I think that should do it for us for this evening. So really do appreciate you spending your time with us here tonight. Don't forget, we do have a special show tomorrow with Caramel Lucas, a redo from Friday the 13th. So we are excited to have her on the show. Don't forget the website, joerooz.com. Let us know what you think. Any comments, questions, cares, or concerns. And then also, very, very important, make Texas independent again. Go podcasting, keep a steady stride, and more importantly, folks, keep talking. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night.